What's up YouTube, this is Mr. Semi-Pro. I'm back to you guys with another video here. Today we're going to be talking about a new way to save your money, and hopefully you'll be able to utilize it, and as long as you follow correctly, you'll be able to save a ton of money, and in return you'll be making a lot more because you'll have a lot more to invest and you won't run out of money. But before I get started here, I just kind of want to talk to you guys about the contest that will be coming up. What I think I'm going to do is probably gift cards, because I really can't think of a good idea for a gift. I've been trying, and I'm thinking just like maybe a $50 gas card or whatever you guys want, like Visa or something like that. So I'll end up doing something like that very soon. So please stay tuned, guys. If you are not a subscriber, you might want to do it because the contest will be coming up very soon. And if you are not a subscriber, you will not be eligible to win. You also have to do what I say in the next video. It would just be real simple, just to let me know you're registered and you're not inactive and everything like that. So without further ado, I might as well get started here. I kind of did the math here on a piece of paper, but I really can't show you, so I'm just going to tell you guys exactly how this is going to work. So there's all kinds of saving methods out there, ways to save money, but I don't, at least for me, I've always had trouble saving money. I think that's one of my biggest problems. I've made a lot of money over, I mean, I'm not too old, but over my last, probably the last 5 years of my life, I just kind of made a lot of money in different ways. But I really just haven't saved because I didn't understand how to do it. And my biggest problem for myself was I didn't spend my money on like myself a lot. I just don't spend a lot of money on myself, but I spend it on other things trying to make more money. And I occasionally fail in those, and that costs me a lot of money. So I think that was my biggest problem, was kind of wasting my money on other investments. So I came up with this system that I just actually created to save money, still have money for myself, still invest my money, and get things that I want in the future, and be able to save for more important things like emergency savings and things like that. So kind of how I'm going to do this savings account is I went ahead and I broke it down into 4, 5. I can't count yet, guys. I'm still in kindergarten. So I broke it down into 5 different categories for you. This is just for myself. You could adjust it how you will, depending on your situation, whether you have a job or you're running your own business and you have certain things because you have certain expenses that I may not have, and I might have some that you do not have. So it kind of just depends on where you're at. I'm just going to give you guys my formula, and you can kind of adjust it how you will. So how I started off was I came up with my total income. I just took my top 3 sources of income. I make money in other ways like YouTube. I only make not a whole lot, but in other little gigs I do here and there. But for the most part, I have 3 things that make me the most money. I don't even have a job, but you don't have to have a job to figure out this. It would actually make it easier if you did have a job, because then you could kind of know exactly how much you're going to make, to where, or at least a close guesstimate, to where I usually have to really try to estimate where I'm at, and it's tougher, and it fluctuates more, but I kind of keep track of it. So I figured out my total income, which would be, just for this month I didn't do very good. I made $800 in eBay, $500 in Craigslist, and $1,000 at the flea market. Those are kind of round guesses, because the flea market sometimes a lot more than that, sometimes less, to where the other 2 are the same. They kind of adjust a lot too. So my total income this month without side gigs was $2,300. Right off the top, I take off my bills, so my car insurance and my storage rent. And by the way, guys, I'm not going to go through with opening up the store. I have all of my stuff in there. I'm using it as like a warehouse right now. But I figured most of my income comes from outsources, to where the store wouldn't make a difference. So I'm just going to use a storage unit instead. Don't know why that just shut off. But, so I'm just going to get a storage unit and work out of there. I think it'd be a lot easier and save a lot of money and whatever. So I take the bills right off the top. So my bills were $136 this month, which isn't a lot, but you guys, like I said, you're gonna have to adjust it to how many bills you have and what you're caught, whatever. And so I take that right off the top. So my total income would be $2,164. Then I have my 5 categories. The first one is your spendables. Second is your emergency savings. The third would be stocks and bonds. The fourth would be my inventory, and the fifth would be big purchases. For that fourth one, inventory, guys, that really only is relevant to people that are in business and have an inventory cost. My income is based off that inventory. So without that inventory, I would not be making this money. So that is a necessary investment for myself that I would have to do regardless if I wanted to keep making money. For somebody that's working a regular job, you could pretty much cut that out and divide the 35% as you will. But for me, I have to have that in there. So to start off, my spendable account would be 25%. So this month it would be allowed to be $541. I probably don't spend that much, so if I wanted to, say I only spent $400 in gas, entertainment, food, and other things like that, I could take the rest of it and divvy it up as I will into other categories. And how many times am I going to say as I will? I went for record numbers here. But then we got the emergency savings, which would be 20% of my income. This is a big one because I kind of use this as a long-term savings / emergency savings. With 20% going into it, usually emergencies don't arise to where I'm putting in that amount of money. Sorry, something popped up on my phone. You know, so 20% is a considerable amount of money. Like this month, it would have been $433. Usually, like if I'm having car troubles or something like that, that kind of money doesn't really, you know, my car doesn't really cost that amount to get fixed. Usually, I mean, depending on the situation. But so this is kind of also used as a long-term savings, like college, car, things like that. A better car, of course. If you guys would like to, I've turned this into a 20%. You could break it up into a long-term savings and an emergency savings and split them, go 10 and 10, or 15 and 5, whatever you think is right. But I just keep them together because I really don't have a whole lot of emergencies that come up to where they cost me a lot of money. The next one would be stocks. I do recommend you guys get into the stock market. I'm currently not in it right now, which would be a surprise. I should be. Considering the amount of money I've made in my years, I should have probably been investing, and that's kind of where I struggled, was not making money but saving money and utilizing it correctly. So I think that was one of my biggest problems. But now I'm kind of correcting it and figuring out how I could break it up. So I'm going to go 10% stocks. It's not a whole lot of money. You could always adjust that number if you'd like, but for me that would be $216 a month. I'd be putting in the stock market. You know, if you look over a year, that'd be over $2,000, over $2,500 a year. I may have just picked my nose. I don't know. It was a scratch, but whatever. So yeah, it'd be over $2,000 a year on the stocks, and that's obviously going to grow if you're investing in the right things. If you don't trust yourself to invest, you could always go into bonds, or you know, you could give it to a what am I thinking? Financial advisor or something. Whatever. Okay, the next thing for me would be my inventory, which would be 35%. So $757 is going back into inventory. Really, the amount of money I sell doesn't usually cost that amount, but that inventory builds up and I can get better things, and it's nice to have that money aside just in case anything ever pops up to where I want to invest in it. And this money could be, even if it's lost, which I try to invest correctly since I've obviously gained experience. This money doesn't kill me if I lose it, so it's kind of like a side account. But this video is getting kind of long, so let me keep moving here. Then I have my last category, which would be big purchases. That would be 10% of my income. Big purchases relate to like big electronic purchases. You could even throw a car in this and take it out of long-term savings. I wouldn't blame you if you did that. But for the most part, it's just your big, purchases that you want. If you ever just want to go, waste a bunch of money on electronics, whatever, you could use that. Or you could take that 10%, cut off the big purchases account, and if you ever want to spend that kind of money, you just take it right out of your spendables, and you could take that 10% and put it into other things. see, like I said, guys, it's going to fluctuate for whoever you are, your income, and how you make money and where exactly you spend your money. So it really flexible here, but the real idea of it was to break it up into categories. I know some people just have their checking account, their savings account, and whatever pops up that they want to spend money on comes out of the savings, and their checking is used for whatever. And that is not, at least to me, is not the best way to do it. I think breaking it up and being very disciplined, I think that's a big thing, and here's your discipline, could help you in the future, especially with needing money for certain things. So yeah, I mean, that's obviously the biggest thing about this system, is being very disciplined with your money, and I know that's something I've struggled with, and that's why this is going to be a great test for me. So I'm going to try a 30-day challenge here almost, and it's going to be where I'm going to try this system for 30 days and see how it goes. I'm going to kind of give you guys the rundown at the end of the month. So it's starting July, obviously, because let's see, it's June 30th. July starts tomorrow. Wow, actually, yeah, it starts tomorrow. Okay, so guys, I will talk to you guys later. Please do not forget to subscribe, like this video, comment with anything you guys want to say. If you're going to plan on doing this strategy, try it for 30 days, guys. Be very disciplined. We can work together and try to figure out exactly if this is the best way and how we can adjust it to make it even better. So I'll talk to you guys later, and this video is super long, so hope you guys stay with me the entire time. And do not forget, the contest is coming up, so if you're not a subscriber, please become a subscriber before the video comes out. Thank you, and see you later.